Hello YouTubers, this is The Honest Theist. This is a video response for Netwriter and for 7 Omnia 7. I just watched, or recently watched, Netwriter's Atheist Scum, which is an interesting illustration of logic being applied to religion, which supposedly destroys theistic belief. So I'm making this video response to show how I logically come to the conclusion that there is a creator of the universe, there is a God. I'm going to very quickly breeze through some claims which I'm going to presume that you agree with. I'll give you very quick, undetailed pieces of evidence to support these claims, but I will spare you the detail for now, as I've still got a lot more studying to do. I've been studying for about 4 months, mind you, but it's a very complicated subject, and I still need to put together all of my notes in order to make a proper presentation. But I'll start first of all with the claim that the universe is finite and not infinite. I think this is a pretty universally accepted belief now. There are a few atheists still that like to hold to the idea that the universe is infinite because it suits their agenda, basically. The fact that the universe is finite, that it had a beginning, a moment of creation, is uncomfortable for those that don't desire to believe in God. However, over the past few decades or more, we've very well established that the universe did indeed have a beginning, did indeed have a moment of creation, and has not existed forever. Evidences of this have been discovered through research of the Big Bang theory. The fact that the universe is expanding was discovered by Edwin Hubble back in 1929, and his theory of the redshift. There's also the second law of thermodynamics, which is entropy, which is that everything leads to a state of decay. So obviously if we've been around for an infinite amount of time, then everything would be in a complete state of decay, and it's not in a complete state of decay, therefore the universe has not existed forever. You can, however, argue against this with different models of the universe, such as the oscillating model, which says that the universe blew up from the Big Bang, expanded, and then contracted again, and it repeats and repeats, explodes, contracts, explodes, contracts. This model, however, has been greatly dismissed by modern science. I don't know of anybody, in fact, that still holds to this model. The Big Bang theory is by far the most universally accepted theory. One other philosophical evidence of a finite universe is the argument of an actually infinite number. Some of you will be familiar with this, some of you won't. Even for those of you who do, this is a pretty difficult argument to get your head around, which basically goes, if I remember it right, a beginningless universe involves a actually infinite number of things. An actually infinite number of things cannot exist, therefore a beginningless universe cannot exist, or something to that effect. It basically means that a eternal universe would involve an infinite number of past events, but an infinite number of things cannot exist. If you want to look into this a bit more, be my guest. I've meditated on it for a little bit, and I find it difficult to get my head around. I much prefer to use the scientific evidence to show that the universe is finite and not eternal. So I'll just leave you with that evidence. If you dispute that the universe is finite, then by all means bring it up to me and I can go into more detail about why I know that the universe is finite and indeed had a moment of creation. So moving on to the next point, if the universe is finite and it had a moment of creation, it therefore needed a cause, it needed something to create it, because it didn't create itself, because it couldn't have existed before itself to create itself. That's a logical contradiction. It's circular logic. And also, it could not have been created from nothing, because, as some of you might have heard quite a lot, from nothing, nothing comes. If you imagine absolutely nothing, nothing will happen, and there's no reason for anything to happen. And I strongly do not believe that we live in a universe, or in something that the universe exists in, that can create something from nothing for no reason. It's illogical, completely illogical to me. So since we know that the universe didn't create itself, and that it wasn't created by nothing, it therefore had to be created by something. So something existed before the universe began, which created the universe. And to quote Stephen Hawking, the universe is not infinite, but rather had a beginning with time itself in the Big Bang about 15 billion years ago. So we know that the universe had a beginning, and that time itself also had a beginning. So since all of those things began in the Big Bang, that means that what existed before the Big Bang was, as you may have heard, spaceless, timeless, and matterless. Since it was matterless, since it was beyond matter, it was immaterial, because it was also beyond space, and it was also beyond time, so it was therefore timeless, eternal. It is beyond the natural world, therefore supernatural. Now, there are a lot of other things that you can read into this word supernatural. When I use it, however, I just use it as something that is beyond the natural world. That is what I call supernatural. This cause also was unimaginably powerful, as it had the power to create the universe and all of the energy in it.